Alright, so here's a little video of the rooftop tent. I took a little camping trip this weekend and was able to get a little bit of footage for you. So this is the Autohome Columbus variant rooftop tent in a small. I painted it a couple years ago to match the Jeep a little better. If you're interested in the roof rack that I have it mounted on, I have another video, the custom front runner roof rail install. You can check that one out. In this video, I'm actually going to show a little bit of the customization I made to the rails and then how I actually mounted the tent. The small picture there is the front runner roof rail without any modifications, and the two circles are where I modified things a little bit. The big circle is a portion that I just cut off. I wasn't utilizing it for the way that I used the rack, and then the smaller circle is the area where I cut a notch so that I could more easily access the bolting point for the rooftop tent. When you purchase this roof rack, the section that the crossrail actually sits on is a separate piece that you bolt onto the other part of the rail. I decided to weld this section instead. Once you know exactly how things need to be adjusted, it just eliminates more moving parts and simplifies things. There are a lot of ways to mount rooftop tents. What I decided to do was to actually attach the cross rails of the rack directly to the underside of the tent and bolt it onto the side rails from there. I found that this had a couple advantages. One was for storage, for storing it and getting it on and off the vehicle, and then also it meant that I only had 4 points that I had to access to actually mount the tent, and those points were much more easily accessible because they were toward the outside of the rack as opposed to in the middle of the tent, which can be a little tight to access. Here's some footage of the interior of the tent. I put down a rug mat underneath the mattress for a little extra cushioning, and I think it helps with airflow. This is the mattress that comes with the tent, and I've been happy with it. It's pretty comfortable. You have a good pillow and a sleeping bag, and you'll get a decent night's sleep. So here you can see a little bit how I mount and store the tent. When I'm actually storing it, there are 4 hooks that the corner is attached to keep it sturdy and to take the weight off the winch itself. And here you can see one of the benefits of actually having the cross rails attached directly to the tent. It actually gives me those points to attach the straps in order to hoist it as well as store it. So here you can see me utilizing the cutout that I made. I used to access the bolts through the sunroof, which if I didn't have, I'm not quite sure how I would get that tent attached. The access in the back is high enough that it's easy to get to, but those front ones, that cutout definitely made a big difference. Here's an interior view of that access point that allows me to get to that bolt.